It's no secret that buying a home in San Diego is an expensive endeavor these days, but winds could be starting to shift and potentially making the market more buyer-friendly. I caught up with some local experts to see what lies ahead. House showings in San Diego are pretty standard.
Again, we have original hardwood floors.
Walking room to room and trying to see if it's a place you might want to call home.
We also have access to the backyard, which lets in a lot of light.
But over the last few months, prices have been ticking ever higher, with the Greater San Diego Association of Realtors reporting the median price for a home in our area has topped $1 million, and other groups like Zillow aren't far behind.
Our typical home value for San Diego just cracked $900,000. That's us taking the Zestimate, which is Zillow's estimate of the home value on every house in the region, not just the ones on the market. And that marks an extraordinary run-up in home values.
Now, for some, it may seem impossible to buy in a red-hot market like this one.
I view the rising interest rates as a little bit of a relief, honestly.
But the tides could be turning. The Federal Reserve is working to reel in inflation by boosting interest rates, which in turn can shift the housing market more towards buyers.
That's what's cooling off our market, right? That's what's making our prices level out instead of continuing to skyrocket. So I think we got really spoiled with those 2 to 3% interest rates, right? But if you zoom out from history, 6% is a very reasonable interest rate.
And while that's a silver lining if you choose to see it that way, there's no doubt prices are still high. This home in El Cajon is 2 beds and 2 baths with a listing price of $789,000, which is actually below the median cost for that area. Sound daunting? Well, Lauren Leask says, don't let it rattle you, especially if you're a first-time home buyer.
Real estate is something you should never do in a hurry. It shouldn't be taken lightly. So you want to be making an informed decision, thinking with your head and not your emotions, and making sure you're well-versed in all things real estate before you take that plunge.
Good advice to keep in mind. According to Zillow, April and May are the priciest months to actually buy a house, and in some cases, costs come down as we get later on into the summer.